introduction. You're right. And off you go.
Excellent. Perfect. Getting a little bit of freezing here. Let me just make sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining me this week for the Clarity Circle. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot, and we're going to check in just to see where the energies are for the next week, what you can kind of look out for, what you can feel around for. This is a general reading for anybody that finds this video. So if you stop and click on this, just know that there is a message in it for you. And during this live, you can also work towards getting your questions ready for the second half so that we can get some direct answers to any questions that you might have in your mind. So I'm actually just going to start by pulling a couple of angel answers so that we can get the overarching energy for what could be coming in next week. And then we'll go in the tarot and see where you might want to focus, any possible challenges, etc., etc. So let's see what they want to give us for the incoming energies of this coming week. I know it's been incredibly dynamic the last few readings that I've done, and that could also mean that there are some shadow things showing up as well. So let's see. Okay, so the first card that we get is we got wait. There is something that is still working in the background, they're saying here. That's what I love that so much. The bottom of the deck is opportunity. So they're saying that there is something that is still working in the background here that you just probably want to be, you're going to probably need to get a little bit more information about before you want to jump into it. And they're not saying that it's not the right opportunity, but they're just saying that there is some more information that needs to be had. But it does look like this opportunity is going to be coming into fruition, or you're going to be starting to see the inklings of this opportunity. Let's see if we can, actually, you know what, I'm going to pull one more of these cards here to get a little bit deeper for that overarching energy. And then, yeah, I love that they confirmed that there is an opportunity coming in, but you're going to want to wait to get more information. The next card that we do have showing up is going to be forgiveness. And this has been kind of a common theme showing up pretty much overall the last few months of readings, because a lot of this is going to come from you needing to forgive yourself for something, or there is going to be a connection coming in or someone coming in with some type of an apology where you're going to be asked to open your heart up and maybe forgive them. Again, use your intuition. You know your situation better than I do. And if you are interested in something deeper, I'd be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. But ultimately, when this situation shows up, there is going to be a level of forgiveness that is going to need to be made between you and possibly another person. Okay. And I love that, because that is what is going to turn that opportunity. And that could be what that waiting is for, whatever that opportunity is. Once you actually let go and tune into some level of forgiveness here, then that opportunity, that wait, is going to turn into a yes. And I will say, whatever opportunity popped into your mind, or what thing that you might be focused on or waiting to hear back on, that's the one that they're talking about here. Okay, so just be aware that the waiting is going to have to do with some level of communication or some level of reopening trust, or a reopening of a dialogue or a conversation with someone that you may have had either a falling out with, or just some type of distance that came in between you guys. But after that opportunity, after you reach that level of forgiveness, then that wait is going to turn that opportunity into a yes. And like I said, you'll start seeing the inklings of it. You're definitely going to be asked to feel around for it, because you'll be able to feel it before you actually start to see those inklings. Okay, so let's go ahead and go a little bit deeper with the tarot. But I love this because when I pick this deck up, we have the Lovers, and this is all about alignment, and about decisions, and about making aligned decisions, and decisions that are more aligned with your values and with who you are now and who you've been stepping into all of this time. And so that's definitely where that forgiveness is going to come in. Maybe you've made some choices, or there's been some decisions that you've made that have been misaligned, and that could be what that weight energy is, because there is just a little piece that is still either working in the background or that still needs to come into alignment with the Lover's card, to where that's going to make that weight turn into a green light. Okay, and let's see if we can get a little bit deeper. Tell me what this weight is about for the viewer. What do they need to, oh. And it's so perfect, honestly, because this knight is the wait and watch. This is the observer. This is the one that's methodical. This is the one that puts his one foot in front of the other. And while he is a slow moving knight, he is moving. So they don't want you to think that you're stuck waiting for some decision or waiting for something. They do want you to continue to lighten your load as well, because he's also kind of a slow moving knight in that he waits and watches. He's not out here just taking on everything. So he's pretty methodical in his approach, so that when he does move, he knows it's the right choices. And so that's the only reason why that weight would be showing up, is that there needs to be some level of clarity brought into this situation. And that's confirmed, of course, with the Six of Swords. That's also showing that even though things are going to be improving in this situation, especially as you lean more into forgiveness, especially in this coming week, you're going to see the yeses, but you might still be harboring some of those old feelings. So they just want you to be mindful of it and understand that it is a slow and steady process. It's a wait and watch. I'm going to take a few steps and feel into this to see if this is the right direction. And then, in much like the Knight of Pentacles and the Taurian fashion, if it doesn't feel right, we back up and we go into a different direction. Okay. And they just want you to be mindful of the things that you bring with you, but you are making a slow and steady progress towards a new opportunity, or that opportunity that was showing up. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, that we've had some incredibly dynamic readings, and I've had incredible confirmation that, yeah, doors of opportunity swinging open, bright new beginnings ahead. That also comes with some level of shadow side. Some of your beliefs are going to be challenged. Some you're going to be pushing up against some things that are going to ask for you to trust, wait, watch. And this is also, I love this. Thank you for that inspiration. Let go and let God as well, because you're not now out here like the Knight of Wands, just like recklessly doing things to burn energy. You're very, very conservative and observant about your steps. And that's what they're going to be asking you to do. And that falls right out on that. And that falls right out on that wait card. Because again, you're not waiting, you're just being strategic in your steps. And throughout all of that, you're learning to forgive yourself, you're learning to forgive your others, you're releasing any type of things that you could be carrying with you. And he's also very focused here. He's focused on what he's manifesting. So it doesn't really have to do with money, although Pentacles typically has to do with money or material possessions, or some type of grounded earth energy where you're growing something physical. But again, he also knows how to turn this barren land into what he's trying to do by making strategic steps. And strategy seems to be the word they want me to continue to use here. So stay open, release whatever you need to release so that you can receive the strategy, and be mindful of the things you're carrying with you with that Six of Swords. It does mean relief, but it also means you're kind of bringing that stuff, some of that stuff with you. So just be mindful of that. Tell me more about this forgiveness card, or what area that we could focus on that will help us make the most progress. I mean, clearly forgiveness is going to be the name of the game. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is absolutely about coming out on top. But if, as you saw, it's another six card. So you're moving on from some possible challenge, or some possible comparison, or some type of a struggle, but they do want you to know that you do win, especially as you continuously, and again, he's not a knight, but he definite horses mean power, they mean movement. You continuously take those steps, you do come out on top on this, and that opportunity does show up in a very tangible way with this knight energy here. Another six. There is so much relief energy, and there's so much clearly coming from some place of challenge, or even the Five of Cups, with this being the Six of Cups. Five of Cups could be that misuse of focus, or maybe burning energy in place of alignment. And you can feel, because you're typically exhausted from that. But what they're saying here is continue to just put one foot in front of the other. You do come out on top. Try not to live too much in the past, but you do want to remain in a place of innocence, because while this can represent the past, it can also represent ebbing and flowing, and also romanticizing the past, or even finding a good feeling place where things were a lot more innocent and living there a little bit more. But again, all of those are going to be ways that you can continue to put one foot in front of the other, forgive and lighten the load with forgiveness, and move towards that opportunity that we saw at the beginning, that turned from a wait into a yes. Okay. And I love that, because when I picked it up, it said, no need to worry. That is, and the situation will improve. I mean, they're bebopping and scatting already, but they just want you to know that there isn't any need to worry. The more you continuously chip away at it, and again, you're not becoming someone new, you're removing all those things that you've brought with you thus far. And so they just want you to know that it is going to be a slow and steady process, but it is moving you to real world opportunities. And I love that that Six of Cups showed up as well, because like I said, all of the sixes mean that, yeah, it has been a bit of a struggle, whatever that it is for you, but sixes represent moving on from the struggle. So there's going to be a lot of relief coming in this week. It could just be slow, steady, small wins, small motion forward, but they want you to celebrate those wins, especially with the Six of Wands card, because the more you celebrate those wins and acknowledge those wins, the more they compound, and now you're seeing those wins more often. And I love that, because when I stop, we have the clarity showing up with the Tower. So they are saying, if you are having any type of problem figuring out what could be blocking you, or what you may need to be forgiving yourself for, that clarity is going to also show up in an unexpected way. And it could also come from forgiveness, is what they also want to say. So you may receive this realization that leads you to forgiveness, or that clarity is going to come once you let go and forgive. It really just depends on your individual situation. But whoa. Oh, I love that. I love that. We got the Two of Wands. There's a lot of action energy here as well. This right now is you visualizing and planning, and sort of taking the inspiration that you've received and seeing how you can actually bring it into your physical world. I love that he's holding the world, though, because this also could represent some type of travel that could show up for you this week, or something unexpected with that Tower energy, and especially with the moon, because the moon, you're not able to fully see everything. And so that would fall right in line with that weight energy of what could be showing up, or what's working in the background that you're not really sure of. So they just want you to try to stay grounded, focus on focus on like looking ahead instead of where you are right now. Continue to take those slow, steady steps towards forgiveness and towards opening yourself up. And you do win, you do come out on top. And at that point, you're going to realize what's being revealed from you. Not only are things coming up from a very deep subconscious place, which the moon does represent, but in the tarot, the moon is a Pisces card, and Pisceans are typically all about visualization, or living in the end, or living in the dream a little more than living in what they see and feel right now. So that's going to be one of the fastest way for you to move to forgiveness, move to a positive vibration, or move from where you are to where you want to be, is to not only visualize and plan, but to lighten that load through forgiveness, through love, through embracing yourself, through acceptance, to saying, I am good enough right now. Those are all small things that you want to continue to say to yourself. in that Knight of Pentacles fashion that are going to slowly but surely get you to where you've asked to be. Okay. Now I'm going to pull one more card and then let's go ahead and get you some plant spirit cards so that you can actually ask yourself a few questions as you move through this week and as you move through this forgiveness and as you move through whatever you feel you might be waiting for or what you know you're being asked to get more information on. What else do you want them to know about this? This is going to be about stepping into the unknown, but you are leaving things behind. This is the real reason why there's that forgiveness. These cups have run their course, and so they're just asking you to be willing to step into the unknown. This card also represents some level of uncertainty. So there might have been lack of movement because you don't feel secure enough to move. But this card is confirming also with that moon energy showing up here that you are being guided. Go ahead and take that leap into the unknown. And the mic drop to end all mic drops for spirit is this leads you to that new fulfillment, that new love, that new emotional moment where you feel overflow, you feel fit, you feel that your cup overflowing with love and fulfillment. You feel the win. These are tangible, real world wins. As you know, we're not meant to just sit here and feel around. Spirituality is a very physical thing, but it does start from within. And so if you could spend a little bit more time visualizing or in the dream or seeing things as you want them to be, that win is a lot closer than you think. And so this week is going to be all about you looking to lighten your load, energetic load. If the guy cuts you off, have a nice day, sir. Don't waste your energy on things that don't matter, and you will see the most progress and the most motion forward. And also be open to things showing up unexpectedly or you having to, again, push up against those terror barriers because these familiar cups aren't it anymore. So the more you are willing to step into the unknown and follow that guidance, the more you're going to see the victory as well. And again, don't be hard on yourself because it is going to be a slow and steady process. One foot in front of the other. Wait, watch, feel, move from inspiration, listen to spirit, follow the nudges because that's leading you to that opportunity that we saw from the absolute beginning. And we dropped it with the Ace of Cups, which is all about that new beginning that's coming in. And it is going to be so fulfilling that your cup is going to be overflowing. Okay, so they definitely want you to stay positive as you can. Be willing to open yourself up to the unknown. Live in the dream as much as you can, even as if you can live in the dream a little more. You can live in the dream a little more than you live in the reality of things. You will definitely see the dream coming to fruition more because it is the dominant energy. And they're saying right here that it's time to let go of that stuff so that you can start to see the new fulfillment and the new that's coming in for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a couple of plant spirit cards so that we can see. I love these because they tell you kind of what you can tune into and they ask questions that will help you sort of kind of think about these sort of things over the next few days or the next week so that you can really be honest with yourself about how you want to move forward and about how you're going to move forward. You want the viewer to know. Ooh, I love that so much. And we have chestnuts showing up. Excuse me. Says resilience, shelter, and inner power. Remember what we were saying about resilience and about you being on this path of forgiveness and lightening your load because you're coming back online in a way that is going to be very tangible. It says, what part of you holds strength so quietly it's often overlooked even by you? And so that's why I love these cards, because it can tell you, it'll tell you how resilient you are and how much inner power you have, and it'll give you the question to ask yourself so that you can come to a truth or a true understanding about that. And it says, and then we have mullion at the bottom of the deck, which is all about breath, stillness, and listening and hearing. Remember what I said about being guided by the moon? You're being guided to the unknown by the moon, and they're saying you've got to stop and listen so that you can hear the guidance and know the direction to go. And it typically is that first nudge you get before you start talking yourself into or out of that nudge. Okay, it says, when did you last pause to hear your inner voice clearly? And that ties right back into your inner power. So you're going to want to tap into the energy of chestnut, which is your resilience, shelter, which means you're protected, and your inner power. And you're going to want to ask yourself what part of you holds strength so quietly that even you don't see it. Okay. And then it also says, and also, when did you last stop to actually hear that guidance or actually hear that inner voice? Or when did you actually move on that nudge instead of doubt it? Those are going to be the questions that you're going to want to ask yourself over the next week so that you can see the new beginning coming in for you. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull you a self-care card. And if we have any questions, you guys can get them ready. Yeah, we have plenty of time, and then we can see how to move forward for the next few days for anybody who has any questions. Oh, always. This is one of my favorite and fastest ways to get, like, say you're just feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling in a spiral mood. Start cleaning. Start cleaning out that closet. Start decluttering your emails. Start decluttering your digital files on your computer. It will lighten, it'll be like that forgiveness energy. You will feel so much lighter just by having organized things, that your energy will shift, and you, by the time you're done decluttering, you will start to see movement in whatever it was that you felt stagnant on. It says, let go of old items, create a new sacred space for yourself. And that's the most important thing, and why decluttering is so important. Not just your thoughts in your mind, but you've got to make space for this stuff that's coming in. You can't hold the new emotional fulfillment if you're still holding on to things that still feel like they need forgiveness. It's taking up space. And so they're saying the only work right now so that you can feel the fulfillment is to work towards decluttering your thoughts, decluttering your space, decluttering your car, whatever makes you feel like you're kind of, the walls are caving in. Start there, okay? And of course, music. It's always going to be one of the fastest ways, because sound is just it's all about vibration and frequency and healing. It says music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. And I don't care if you sing it, play it, write it, listen to it, perform it, do it as much as possible, because sound and music are going to be one of the fastest way, and appreciation and gratitude are going to be the fastest way to get out of a spiral and into the energy that you want, so that you can start seeing what's been flowing to you this entire time. Okay. So thank you guys so much. I hope that, there was something in there for you that resonated, even though there's still some work that needs to be done. They're just saying, be willing to do that. Be willing to be gentle with yourself. Take those steps and continue to just move forward on the path. We are guiding you to and through this unknown. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, and do not bring the unnecessary stuff with you. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And
Oh, thank you.
amazing.
Thank
I've been listening to it. And I just want to say, I totally agree, especially with decluttering. Right.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in a bit of a thing, there's nothing better to take that time out and declutter.
Yeah.
And as you know, I love music. So for me, sound is my medicine. So
Absolutely.
Love it. So powerful. Yes, Mika, we do have questions. Let me just
Oh,
pop
great.
this go into here. We've got 3 questions at the moment.
Oh, great.
So Mary's come back.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
Uh,
Thanks for joining us.
okay, let's see if Mary wants to respond to this. How are you, Mary? Let us know. But Mary would love a reading, please, about her health. Is there
Okay.
any particular area that I need to focus on?
I feel like we have had this question a few times, Mary, and it's definitely a mental thing that's going on here, and it feels a bit like a mental loop. But let me pull a couple of cards and see what Spirit says about it, okay? What do you want? What do you want Mary to know about her health? So we do have the King of Wands energy showing up, and Wands is all about taking some type of an action. So what I would recommend here is that, and again, it depends on what you mean health wise. If it's not some type of illness that you're worried about, and you maybe just want to get yourself in a more because that's what it actually feels like here, that you want to get yourself either physically in better shape, or you want to continue to be more vibrant, or more healthy, or more energetic. But they're definitely saying, if that's where your focus is right now, you want to definitely be gentle with yourself, be aware of the ebb and flow of that, but take some type of action. Because what they're saying here with the king energy here is that this is where your confidence is going to lie. Even taking those small steps like we did with the Knight of Pentacles, like we were talking about in the general reading. Whatever it is that you're focused on, start to take action, but start to take small action. And again, you're not out here just doing anything. With the Lover's energy that showed up at the very beginning of that reading, this is all about looking at aligned choices, making choices that now align with who you are. And so what if there is something that you're actually worried about, find a way to get more information about it so that you can ease the worry. Because much like I said the last time, when you asked this question, the more you focus on what could be wrong, even if there's nothing wrong, something will become wrong. And so to ease your mind, or to ease the energy, try to get information. And again, I am not telling you to go on WebMD, because that will cause a spiral. But talk to people about it who may be experiencing it. Maybe reach out to a community of women, or who might actually be going through it and can give you some real world information about it, so that it can ease your mind. Because they're just saying that you do want to take some type of action so that you can relieve whatever mental pressure. Because like I said before, and I think it's come up a few times, that it's not anything really serious now, but the more you worry about it, even if it is losing weight, or you find yourself not loving what you see when you look in the mirror, they're saying start to work on changing this internal stuff, even the internal conversation that you're having with yourself about it, and get information, and you will see that there's not really anything to worry about. And again, if something is going on, that's even more of an ask for you to take some type of action to ease your mind, get information and ease your mind in a way that'll help you be able to manage it from with perspective, and not like from a catastrophic point of view. But let's see what else they want me to say
Can I just
here.
interrupt, Mika?
Yes.
Mary has said, I just saw the message. Hold on. She has responded. And
Oh,
then just 1 second.
sure.
I think it was just that she's wanting to be fitter.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was feeling actually with the King of Wands, is that you want to feel better or look better.
Yeah,
And they're saying it's time to take action.
that's
That
yeah.
I'm
So
sorry, go ahead.
she's just saying, I'm trying to be fitter and stronger. So just wishing to know what to focus on.
Okay, yeah, and that's what this King of Wands energy is actually that's showing up
Mm.
for you here because that's why I was saying take some type of action. So I'm not sure what you're currently doing or what your main focus on, but
Yep.
I would say they're saying cardio is going to be a really, really powerful way to even start that process. And again, remember what I said about reaching out to somebody who can give you the information so that it doesn't feel like something that that's constantly on your mind. Once you get that information, you can start taking the action that is actually going to yield the results that you want. And so when I stopped there, we had the Four of Pentacles, and it feels like maybe you might be holding on to a perspective or to something you've been doing that may not be as effective as it used to be, but they are saying that you want to take some type of an action here or a different action so that you can feel more confident and yield the results that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And the reason I say cardio is because the king is all about, the wand's energy is all about passion and fire and action. And so that feels like, getting out there and running or swimming or walking or something that's going to really get your heart rate up. And let's see what else. You have something else? Did she say something else?
No, no, no.
Oh, no.
No, she didn't. I
Oh,
was
okay.
agreeing with you.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I just want to say, because we do have quite a few people watching us, yes,
Oh,
we changed times and I apologize. I apologize. We
oh,
changed times without giving much notice.
it was sort of a last minute thing, and I appreciate everybody for being super flexible about that. Sorry. But yeah, and Mary, honestly, like I said, with that, cardio feels like the answer, but they do want you to just be a little more gentle with yourself with this Six of Cups energy. Be playful about it. Like one of my favorite ways to work out is swimming, because not only does it burn amazing amount of calories in an hour, but it doesn't feel like a workout. I mean, it's hot. I love swimming. I just go out there and swim, and then I've burned, 500 calories or whatever. So if you want to be mindful of becoming more fit, all natural foods as much as possible, and cardio is going to be your fastest way to maintain your energy as well as get your body tone and, more active. But they definitely want you to be as gentle with yourself as possible with this, because that is showing up with the Five of Wands, which means there is some type of back and forth or struggle or some type of block within yourself or conflict that you're having within yourself about what you're currently doing or what you may have been doing in the past again that may not still be as effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So I hope that that did help, Mary. But I will say that, yeah, it looks like just get out there and do something fun so that whatever you're doing is exercise, but it doesn't really feel like you're out there banging it unless that's something you enjoy doing.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. So we've got Christ May, Kylie, and Alicia that's on
Okay.
and joined us. So Christ May's next on the thing. So
Okay.
we're saying hello. Would love to have a general reading, please. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what they want Christ made now. Okay, well, they want you to, we got temperance showing up at the bottom of the deck, and that's you balancing out something or integrating some new boundaries, because the card that showed up is the Ten of Swords. Now, don't be afraid of this card. Yes, it's been whatever this is that's ending is painful, but I love the tens because that means it's over. They're telling you whatever you're focused on right now that may have been a painful ending, that expect things to get better. Okay, so don't be discouraged if you still kind of feel like you're in this closing out of this cycle, because it is a 10 card. It does break down to a 1. Tens are about endings, ones are about new beginnings. So something had to end or has to end before you can truly fully step into this new beginning. And they know that the temperance shows up to let you know that you're in the process of integrating your new point of attraction or your new perspective and whatever you physically have been doing. And so whatever, there is an end to something that you're in the process of ending right now, even though it could very well have been or still be very painful. What else do you want Christ May to know about this situation? And then that temperance card also is definitely all about God's light and being guided and allowing it to shine through to guide you through these darker times. Yeah, we have that showing up with the King of Cups. They do want you to know that after this, whatever this cycle is that's closing, that is when you're going to see that balance being restored. Not only are you going to receive that emotional balance, but kings represent mastery. Okay, and so whatever this is that's ending, you sort of had to go through so that you could be who you are and ready for this next phase that you're going to be stepping into. Oh, I love that. Confirmed with the Nine of Pentacles. That's all about this new stage you're coming into. This would be the equivalent of the Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is self-sufficiency, it's confidence, it's being led, like kind of agency over your own life and your own world. So that balance that's being restored here emotionally by this ending is going to lead you to your Nine of Pentacles. You're going to be stepping into this new woman that you've been becoming all of this time, and they want you to also know that you are ready for this. Even if you're still feeling the pain of whatever this is, you're ready. The reason why you feel that discord is because you're ready and you might still be focused on where you are right now. Just keep moving, try to stay as balanced as you can, and you are coming into a much more self-sufficient, prosperous, easy, abundant lifestyle. Okay, so just be gentle with yourself and continue to move forward with clarity. I'm going to pull you one more card and then we will see what else they want you to know. Oh, that's that Six of Wands. That's what I say. It's that Nine of Pentacles was confirming you being victorious in this. And that's why I say this process or this cycle of whatever that was had to end so that you could come back to yourself with that King of Cups and win and step back into your power and return back into who you are with the Ten of Pentacles. You're about to step into a much more abundant time, Christ May, and it's a beautiful thing. You deserve it because whatever this 10 is that's ending has not been that fun, but it was all bringing you to. You got the Nine of Pentacles, you got the Ten of Pentacles, and you got the Six of Wands. You're coming into a much more balanced, more stable, more abundant time. So let whatever needs to end, and embrace, move forward. I am her now. Okay, you got this. I love that. That's such a beautiful reading for you. So some really beautiful things are going to be coming in. Okay, so I hope that that resonated or helped you in some way, but abundance is the order of the day there, Christ May, for you.
Good. Christ May deserves it. So congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. All right, thank you. Next on the list, we've got Kylie M, and Kylie saying, hi, I'm wondering if I can ask for some guidance on my personal direction.
Okay, sure.
Is that a thing? And then we'll get to Alicia.
Okay, sure.
Personal direction, that's all.
Let's see what they want you to know. These are the cosmic dreamscape. And a lot of the times they're really great for telling you what your current energy is or what you're really focused on and how you can move forward there. Okay, we have build your community and we have tidy up your life. So it looks like there could be some type of connections or maybe a friend group or something that you may be outgrowing. They're saying here, because we do have that showing up with the Virgo card, which is all about you tying up loose ends or tidying up your life, or again, reevaluating things and making sure that, again, what we saw with the six, with the lovers card at the beginning of this live, making more aligned choices that align with your values and who you are now. So that's actually very beautiful energy to come into, because you're building something new, you're building something more, and much like Christ may just got, you whatever you've outgrown can't move into this new uh community or this new lifestyle that you're building here. And let's see if we can get some more information here about that. When I picked this up, we do have the Nine of Swords, and so whoever this group is that maybe you may have outgrown, or this person, this job, this thought process, there's something here that you're outgrowing. The reason I say thought process is because a lot of the times community can refer to the universal mind and the universal supply. And so once you're more tuned into that, then you start to see the things that need to be tidied up so that you can stay connected to that. So take what resonates there, and leave what doesn't. But if it does have to do with the group of people, which I did get at the beginning, that you may have outgrown, right now you're in the process of needing to, or tidying up some loose ends so that you can move forward with more flow and move forward more freely, and not without some type of anxiety or sadness or worry about the direction that you're headed. Let's get some tarot cards and see what they want you to know about your personal direction. Oops. Oh, look at that. You got the Temperance card as well. You're in a stage of integrating, and what they're really saying, and this is what makes me feel like it could be about a group of people or some people, is that you're integrating some new boundaries. And this is what has to do, this is that Virgo energy of you tidying up your life. And so right now, your personal direction is being directly influenced by the discernment that you're making. That should I stay or should I go energy, that are these people still on the same wave as me, if you will. That's that Virgo and that discernment energy. And again, with the page showing up at the bottom of the deck, the Page of Pentacles specifically is learning to do things a new way, or learning to move a new way, or learning to integrate those new boundaries in a way that's more fulfilling and that can yield the results that you want. What else do you want her to know about her personal direction? Yeah, and this further confirms that, like, sort of anxious energy that we were getting with that Nine of Swords could very well have been, you could feel like you're at a stalemate, you could feel like you're at this crossroads and you don't know which direction to go. This also could have to do with some type of avoidance. Maybe you've been needing to say something to someone or this group of people, and you've been kind of avoiding the subject. But until you make that decision with clarity and with a little more confidence, you might feel like you're in this wobble of not knowing which way to go. Okay, because that's exactly what that Two of Swords is. But it does show up with the Emperor. You have the power and the control to guide this energy by just making a decision. And you know who that is or what that is that no longer fits with the version of you that is moving into this Emperor Temperance energy. So your only work right now in terms of your personal direction is to continue to discern if these things, people, thoughts, words, whatever is coming out of you, energy, are in line with who I say I am now. And that's going to change the game for you. That's going to turn this Two of Swords energy into much more clarity, because this very much feels like you've been sort of not just the back and forth, but like not knowing which direction to go, of course. And that was why you'd have that question about your personal direction. Let's get one more card for on her personal direction. But yeah, right now you're, it may not even feel very loud because you're discerning. And so you're hoping possibly for some big movement. And right now you're just in that integration stage of deciding, no to this, yes to this. Is this who I am still? Yes, this is, and so it's not going to be as loud or as boisterous as you think. But you will step back into your power. We have the Queen of Wands showing up there. Soon as you make that decision, you get your power back. And again, even if you feel like it's not the right decision or the right direction, you have time to step into it and feel and decide that and say, nope, this isn't it. Let me try another direction. But all of that puts you back in a place of power. These are the two juxtaposition energies. You have the power to choose, regain your confidence with this Two of Swords energy here, or you can continue to think you're trapped with the Eight of Swords energy, which is typically mental entrapment because she's not trapped, she's not bound, but in her head, she thinks that she is. And we did see the Nine of Swords energy. So, whatever this is that you are sort of avoiding or trying to figure out or not really moving clearly through, zoom out, decide who you are or who you intend to be right now and from now on and say, okay, this doesn't fit. This does fit. That's your only work right now. And your direction, your path will light up the more you decide who you are from now on instead of, oh, maybe I could go back here. Oh, well, that was comfortable. Well, at least I'll have people to do it with, whatever whatever it is, instead of making those choices and saying, no, they don't align with who I am anymore. This thought doesn't align with who I am anymore. These words don't align with who I am anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm going to choose. That's you getting your power back. And then that's you releasing yourself from these mental chains, integrating those new boundaries. And now you're actually moving forward with that Queen of Wands energy. Okay, so that's going to be sort of the answer right now, is to not really avoid the painful stuff because you want to clear that out because you're integrating who you are now into how you're going to move forward. Okay, so I do hope that that helped. But yeah, just keep using that discernment. Keep on working on building that community or connecting to that universal mind and universal supply, and the clarity that you seek will show up. And you'll be surprised at how fast, once you make that decision to stop being in confusion or saying you don't know which way to go.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. Let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah, I hope that that did help you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Kylie. Now, Alicia.
Alicia.
Alicia, I never get your name. Right. I do apologize. Plus, I'm also really tired at the moment. I apologize also for sitting here yawning my head off. It's just because I really need to get off the computer.
Oh, it's all good. No, trust me. We talked about this when we got on. I feel you.
I will
Totally get
be.
it.
I will be soon. But anyway, but Alicia would like. She's saying, "Hello, Mika. I'd like a reading about my relationship with my family of origin, please."
Okay, sure, absolutely. I'm going to start with these Cupid's arrow cards. They are not only about romance, they're actually really great for just clarity on relationships.
Yes.
So let's see what's going on with Alicia and her relationships. Okay, there is going to be some type of awakening or some type of a realization or some type of shift or discovery. Now, this feels very much like maybe you maybe have not been in contact with them, or you just recently kind of got back in contact with them, but there is going to be some type of connection or discovery or some type of major shift in that relationship. And it is going to show up through the knowledge that you gained from whatever the separation was, or not having them in your life. Because it says knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. So there is going to be a shift in some type of shift in that connection there. Let's see if they want us to go deeper or what might actually cause that shift. says that you feel like it's going to come with some type of sacrifice, and they want you to be aware that giving up something now for a future reward can sound like a beautiful thing, but you don't need to make sacrifices for this awakening. This shift is coming no matter what with these connections for sure. And they just want you to know that even though you feel like you may have had to make a sacrifice, or that you always have to be the one to make the sacrifice, that martyrdom is not going to be required for this shift that's coming in. Okay, and you're going to be recognized also for the things you feel you may have had to sacrifice, or you're going to be, I don't want to say rewarded, but you're going to be acknowledged. That's the word. You're going to be acknowledged for the sacrifices you may have had to make. And like I say, if it's that you guys have been estranged, or you miss you haven't ever really had them in your life, or you guys are just now starting to get back into each other's graces, you're going to be acknowledged and your sacrifice is going to be acknowledged. But they don't want you to feel that you have to be the one to always make sacrifices for these shifts to occur. Okay, and you will be getting recognized or acknowledged, or some type of admiration for the sacrifices that you have already made here. So let's pull a couple of tarot cards and see what else could be happening here with this, because I love that in the midst of all of this, it's all about there being some type of shift or discovery coming in. And it feels like it could be unexpected because you may be in this energy of feeling like you've made a sacrifice, or so you might not very well see it coming in. But with the rest of the readings that we got for you, this would also make sense, because remember, you got love, you got happiness, you got joyful. I mean, you were surrounded by love in just about every single reading we did for you. And so this could very well point to that situation where you're about to start getting that acknowledgement for the energy that you've put in, or for the trouble that you've had to have being on your own or without your family of origin. Queen of Wands. There you go. That's you getting that recognition. That's you being seen. That's you getting your power back. That's you also letting go of the story of sacrifice, or having to sacrifice to get anything in your life, or always having to be the one to give in, or always having to be the one to do this or that. But they're saying gain your power back here by just staying steady as you move through this, and try to release that perspective of there needing to be a sacrifice, or you having to do something in order to get the blessings that are yours from the universe. What else do you want Alicia to know here? Yeah, and so the devil represents those stories, those patterns, those things that might still be active, or even that sacrifice that you feel that you are still making or have had to make. The devil is really a powerful energy because it helps shine a light on those things on a deeper level than you're probably being honest with yourself about. But the devil also brings clarity, because there could be some type of fear here around reconnecting with your family of origin. And it could have to do with the distance, or the fact that you feel that you've made such a sacrifice that it might not live up to what it is that you're expecting it to be. They just want you to relax into it and expect, with the Page of Pentacles showing up, expect a new way of this coming about, or try to relax into it being different than you're going to expect it to be. You don't have to make any sacrifices, so that fear that you have, while it may feel valid, it's only drumming up a feeling in you that's counterproductive, or that is not serving you right now, because we started out with the Queen energy. And so that brings you back into this awakening for, or this acknowledgement for the work you've already put in. And it also puts you in the place to receive that shift, and to discover the things that you may have been allowing to kind of keep you in that place of fear or sacrifice. So let's get one more card. And again, we had the Page of Pentacles showing up, letting you know that there is going to be a different path to and through this awakening process. And it is working you around those fears or those doubts or those uh, codependent thoughts that you might still have towards or about your family or about your story or about the sacrifice that you have had to or are having to make. Let's do one more card for Alicia. Then I'm going to send you off with one of my I Came to Win cards just to send kind of everybody off with an empowering words as they move into this coming week. I love it. I love it. I love it. You're being gifted something here, and it's going to be a very beautiful thing. And it is going to be in response to the hard work that you have been putting in. Okay. The Six of Pentacles is about balance and things evening out. It could very well even have to do with your finances balancing out or somebody stepping in, maybe even your family of origin stepping in and giving you some type of a financial gift or some type of gift of wisdom that helps you move forward with a little bit more confidence and clarity with that Chariot card showing up. Because there is motion forward, this represents momentum, and this also represents victory. But it also does show here that balance is going to be restored in this family of origin situation here, okay? There's recognition, there's a powerful shift coming in, and there is this story of sacrifice or this feeling of sacrifice that would be the only thing that you might need to look at so that you can actually receive the gifts that are coming in from you. And they're coming in pretty fast. Okay. So just try to stay grounded, acknowledge this devil because the devil also represents the shadow side. As you start to get your confidence back or start to say, okay, I'm choosing to tune into love instead, your shadow side, the devil on your shoulder, can sometimes start whispering those old hat thoughts into your head. They just want you to try to stay grounded and stay balanced. And even if you find yourself in a quick moment of devil doubt, you can bring yourself back in anytime that you need to, and just know that you can. Okay, you have the power to do this, especially with that Chariot card. And so I hope that that answered your question. I hope that gave you at least a little clarity into the direction that you want. If you ever, any of you guys ever do want to go deeper, because it's really helpful when I know a little bit about your situation or we ask really direct questions. Then we can certainly go into a book, we can book a reading or we can talk in another time and we can get some more clarity. But I'm going to send you guys off with one of my I Came to Win Oracle cards so that we can all, and this is for Alicia and all of the beautiful women that came. I appreciate you guys for showing up so that we can move into this week with power. Love that. Create your reality. The Dream Weaver, and that the queen energy, use your queen energy. This is so perfect, you guys, because that falls right in line with what we were just saying with Alicia, that stop telling that same story of having to sacrifice for what you want because you create your own reality. And so that story is just creating more of that and seeming like the truth. And you do have the power to do it by grounding yourself and using your queen energy. Okay, so again, I hope that that helped. I hope that you guys enjoyed the reading, and I hope that I'll see you guys again next week.
Oh,
Oh, no?
yes, you will see
Oh,
but
oh,
I have to apologize, and again, probably because I'm not quite with it. Have we got time for one more reading?
oh, yes, of course, absolutely.
Yeah, Joe,
Oh, Joe.
yeah, Joe, has just popped in hasn't just popped in. She actually popped in a little while ago. I've just seen the message. Just hold on one second.
Sure.
If time, I would love a reading.
Okay, sure. Just like something general?
We'll probably
We'll go some general. Yeah. Okay.
let's just do general. And next week, Joe, or if you have any questions, just pop it in the comments. And then, yes, we can definitely do more specialized.
Excuse me.
Specialized. Absolutely. And I said, I have to apologize. I am really not quite with it.
Oh, no worries. Sometimes we have those days.
I have those days a lot, Minka. A lot. Our amazing team members, our Crossbane, everyone knows, but like And I go, yeah, it's not going to happen today. They go, all right, yeah, Joe.
Joe, we have romance showing up. Now, this could, excuse me, gosh, this could very well have to be with some type of a partnership or actual romance or love showing up for you. But this also does feel very much about you romancing something in your life or treating it with love. Maybe you have a project. I know that you just launched something. That I signed up for, and maybe they're asking you to sort of romance that, love it into being, kind of give it that energy. And it does show up with recovery at the bottom of the deck. So it could again have to do with an actual partnership or a romantic partnership that's going to be either coming back into your life or that's going to be you say recovery, it's like maybe you guys are going to be coming back together in some way. Tell me a little bit more about this romance or this recovery for Joe. And is this a person? See if it's a person.
And Joe's just commented again.
Okay.
I've just got to grab it. I see that Joe's just commented, but then I've just got to find the actual comment.
Okay, sure.
One card would be good, General. Okay.
Oh, one card general? Okay, well, that's perfect because honestly, this is why I was saying this could very well be about your vision or a project that you're passionate about or that you really love. All they're saying here is spend some time in the vision and not and again, we all can sometimes get lost in trying to get doing the actual stuff that takes the vision to get the vision to manifest. But they do want you to spend a little bit more time romanticizing it and loving it and lovingly looking at the possibilities and less time kind of trying to force or not force, but kind of trying to fight your way through it. And then it does show up with the chariot because they're saying you do have some type of momentum going that it feels kind of adversarial, or maybe it's an internal thing that you have going on with this project. Or again, it could very well still have to do with the person, but you're in the process of recovery here. You're only being asked to hold to that vision lovingly and the way that you want to, and kind of romance yourself back into um that more aligned energy instead of just kind of having to go and take the steps to make this thing actually happen, because it does show up with that chariot card, which is all about the momentum that you have going in one or another direction. And then we have that showing up at the Hierophant. Yeah, this is definitely about a project. It really doesn't feel like it's about a person because the Hierophant also represents you having some type of faith or you ascending in a way that you're now becoming either a teacher, a leader, a voice, or this could have to do with your vision that you're being asked to hold to here, even in the face of anything that could be showing up. You are in a process of recovery, and that romance feels very much, like I said, just about you falling back in love with something or romancing something. You know, when you're in a romance, you love it. You take it out to eat, you make love to it, you kiss it, you hug it. Those are the types of things metaphorically that they want you to start doing to your vision so that you can feel it from a more inspired or more joyful or more heart-led direction and not get so lost in the actual process of making this thing happen or bringing this thing to fruition. Yeah, and then again, we had the chariot card showing up still at the bottom of the deck with the Hierophant. They are saying for sure that not only does that represents that momentum, but that determination or that will that you may have been getting results with. They sort of want you to take a step back, live more in the vision and love and kind of tap into the love energy and the why you're doing it. And then that will help that recovery process move a lot smoother and quicker, and you'll actually see it moving from more of a place of flow. And that falls back in with that declutter energy that we saw earlier. Maybe there could be some things that you've been doing to get some stuff to work that just needs to be reevaluated from a more loving place so that you can move with a little more flow. So I said all that to say that. So I hope that resonated with you, Joe. And yeah, it just looks like whatever your vision is the thing that you need to fall back in love with, or whatever the thing is that popped into your mind when you did see, romance. That's the thing you want to spend some time romancing, and it does feel like you or your vision needs that TLC right now. And so I hope that that helped in some way and brought you some type of clarity. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Now just give me a second, because yes, we do have Joe has responded, and also Alicia responded. Thank you, Mika.
Oh, thank you.
So Joe replied, said the person, yes. Then she said maybe both. And then and then she said, I love this reading. For me, hold on, I'm just bringing it up, makes so much sense. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. I'm so glad, because I never know what I'm saying until I watch it back. So I'm always hoping that it comes out cohesive.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but you are in a place of recovery, Joe. So that's actually really perfect. Just be very gentle with yourself. And again, just fall back in love with whatever it is you're doing, and then start kind of taking those needed steps to make something come into fruition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you ever so much. And again, for everyone who is watching, we're now at a new time, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I think we're and 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
6
Yeah.
Pacific time.
Yes, I appreciate you being able to work with me last minute like this too.
That's
So
okay.
sorry, guys.
That's okay. Okay, it's
Yeah.
all good, because it's really, and maybe it's at a better timing. Maybe
Yeah.
see what happens. But thank you. Thank you. And we will be back at the same time as in the new time next
Yes.
week. Thank you. And
Yes, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
see you.